Ever wondered how the gasoline in your car's tank is made? Join us on an incredible journey deep into the heart of Texas, where crude oil is transformed into the lifeblood of modern transportation. From towering refineries to high-stakes drilling operations, discover the fascinating process that powers over 800 million vehicles every day. Don't miss out. This is how petrol comes to life. Crude oil is burned in a furnace until the majority of it evaporates and turns into a gas as the first stage of the refining process. Following their entry into an atmospheric distillation tower, the liquids and vapors are divided into various streams or fractions, according to variations in their respective boiling points. Higher boiling point streams that are heavier are gathered in liquid form at the base of the tower. Lighter streams, such as those containing gasoline vapors, naphtha, and kerosene, rise to the top of the tower in gaseous form where they are collected. These streams boil and condense at lower temperatures. Intermediate points in the column are where components that boil somewhere in between are collected and extracted from the distillation tower, such as medium-weight gas oil and diesel. Certain streams, such as jet fuel made from kerosene or liquefied petroleum gas, can be collected and transported straight to markets where they can be sold. Others require additional thought. Reformers make a tiny chemical alteration to transform light streams such as naphtha with a lower octane into gasoline with a higher octane. Cracking units convert big, heavy molecules like gasoline and diesel into smaller, more valuable ones by using heat, pressure, and catalysts. Smaller molecules are joined to form larger ones by alkylation units. Units for desulfurization, not shown in the figure, eliminate sulfur. Petroleum coke is the byproduct of breaking down the molecules in the heavier streams into smaller ones using high heat and pressure in coking units, or cokers. Butanes, naphtha, diesel, and petroleum coke, which can be substituted for coal in some industries such as steel and power generation, are among the products produced by a coking unit. Refineries need a coking unit to handle heavy oil, which makes up the majority of oil produced in Canada. The majority of Canadian heavy oil must be exported because there aren't many cokers in Canadian refineries. After being heated in a furnace, the crude is transported to a distillation tower and separated based on its boiling point. After that, the material is transformed into finished goods like fuels, like gasoline and diesel, as well as specialty items like asphalt and solvents by heating, applying pressure, or using a catalyst. Fractional distillation is the process used to extract crude oil from gasoline. It is employed to divide miscible liquid components according to their disparate boiling points. Fossil fuel is petroleum, commonly referred to as crude oil. Petroleum was created from the remains of extinct marine creatures, including plants, algae, and bacteria, just like coal and natural gas. Every day, approximately 800 million automobiles use 7 billion liters of fuel. It is an extremely difficult and perhaps dangerous undertaking to keep this volatile liquid stocked in gas stations across the globe. But ever wondered how gasoline is produced? We went to Texas, a major oil-producing state in the US, to learn how crude oil is turned into gasoline. This is among the most significant locations on the planet. Texas is the center of the US oil industry, with drilling operations dating back to 1894. However, the oil industry didn't take off until 1901, when one extraction company unexpectedly tripled US oil production. Since then, oil companies have extracted around 60 billion barrels of oil from Texas. Assuming their calculations are accurate, there are still approximately 10 billion barrels of oil in the reserve that have not yet been extracted. Crude oil is used for more than just automobile fuel. It also supplies half of our energy requirements. The majority of common products, including plastics, tarmac, tires, cosmetics, and medications, also require petrochemical derivatives. Crude oil is the primary raw material used in the manufacturing of gasoline. It is a sticky, foul-smelling black liquid. The earth is buried with crude oil. Plants, animals, critters, and microscopic creatures perished millions of years ago as they fell into seabeds and were buried beneath the silt. This organic material was heated and compressed over ages, causing chemical change. After over 250 million years, it has developed into one of the most important energy sources in the planet. This is the best black gold available in Texas, perfect for this steamy morning. The crew has begun work that will entail drilling a new well each month. In Texas, more than 2,000 new wells are drilled every month, producing more than 900,000 barrels of crude oil each day. Producers such as Occidental Petroleum Corporation dig an average of 1 new well per day to maintain the flow of crude oil. The drilling location is chosen once prospective oil and natural gas deposits beneath the earth have been located using seismic techniques. Even with this technology's assistance, oil prospecting is still a risky endeavor. The crude oil is sent to the refinery, where it is processed to create gasoline, diesel, aviation fuel, and other products, assuming the well yields results. Finding and extracting oil from the earth, however, is only half the battle. They also need to get to the oil in this region, which is referred to as the thermal basin. Crude oil is trapped in rocks that are 542 million years old at depths of up to 4,000 meters. Huge engines are used to drill a hole into the ground with a diamond-tipped drill bit to reach the oil. However, since the friction produces so much heat, the cutting head needs to be continually cooled by pumping water under pressure. After that, the material is carried to the surface by the water as mud. It's quite dangerous and noisy work. The pressure on the drill must be precise. It will break if you cut it too little or not enough. Additionally, there's a chance that gas leaks from drilling could cause devastating explosions. The drill bores its path at a speed of 5 meters per hour. Therefore, the team must continuously add pieces of drill pipe while drilling using a 5-ton motorized dual wrench. This hard work needs to be done every few hours, around the clock. If fortune favors them, they will find oil. It comes to the top first because of the natural pressure created by the trapped oil, which forces it to pass through tiny holes in the pipe and rise to the surface. Consequently, the engine's flywheel's circular motion is transformed into vertical motion to sustain the oil flow for deep wells using a plunger pump. Drawing oil to the surface, it functions as a large metal syringe. All of the well's pipes flow into a single line that ends at a gas removal container, and the pipes from each well depart the fluid. 3 substances that must be recovered from the fluid are carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and natural gas. Texas's black gold is extracted using these pumps, but because the oil is extracted from far-off oil fields, it must travel 1,000 kilometers via pipeline before it can be used. With more than 8,000 kilometers of metal pipelines across 10 square kilometers, this oil refinery is the biggest in the United States. More than 562,000 barrels of crude oil can be refined daily at this facility. It's really loud out there. Over 1 million earplugs are used annually by the 4,000 employees at a plant. Because of its immense size, this facility can refine oil from all over the world in addition to processing crude oil from Texas. A mixture of hydrocarbons with varying numbers of carbon atoms can be found in crude oil. The weights of these hydrocarbons vary. Tarmac uses the heaviest material while propane is the lightest. The group breaks down and purges hydrogen sulfide, turning it into sulfur that is then purchased and applied as fertilizer by a nearby farm. Crude oil is heated to over 370 degrees before being poured into a tower's base, where it rises as vapor and behaves much like boiling water. The molecules condense as they cool, with the heaviest molecules sinking to the bottom. Every 191 barrels of crude oil contain lighter molecules, like gasoline and kerosene, which rise until they condense too and may be removed with a siphon. Extracted are 88 litres of gasoline, 48 litres of diesel, around 26 litres of kerosene, over 7 litres of propane, and 32 litres of other goods, including plastics and lubricants. This factory can create 770 round trips to the moon and back in fuel. An old engine is used to evaluate the gasoline and determine how resistant it is to knocking. When fuel in an engine cylinder compresses and ignites on its own, the engine will knock. The refinery can then use the data from the lab to make necessary corrections to mix faults and guarantee excellence. It's time to turn on a few valves so that gasoline may go from subterranean pipelines to terminals close by. It then enters enormous tanker trucks. Filling the gas tank of a tanker truck is riskier than filling the tank of a car, though. An accident during the truck's loading or unloading process could cause a catastrophic explosion. Static charge from the truck's metal body can cause sparks. Therefore, the first thing to do is ground the vehicle with a cable and turn on overfill protection sensors. Emitted vapors are absorbed by a second pipe, referred to as a vapor recovery pipe, which keeps them from escaping into the atmosphere. Every day, about 4 million litres of gasoline are transported to gas stations. It's ready to use after the gasoline has been poured into big containers. The next time you fill up your car, consider how much gasoline is going to cost. Give a minute of thanks to the labourers and oil producers who put in so much sweat and toil to make it all happen. In conclusion, the journey from crude oil to gasoline is nothing short of astounding. Witnessing the intricate processes at refineries in Texas underscores the incredible effort and innovation required to meet our global fuel demands. Next time you fill up at the pump, remember the hard work behind every drop. Stay tuned for more captivating insights into the world of energy and industry. Subscribe now for exclusive updates on fascinating topics like this. Stay informed and inspired with us as we delve into the remarkable technologies shaping our modern world. Subscribe today for more remarkable stories.